Hello, I'm Michael Siegenthaler and welcome to SKITS Comic. Today we are doing character development. Remember to go on over to Indiegogo and get on our mailing list. The link is in the description. So we're going to get into this drawing here in a little bit, this character. But first I wanted to kind of talk about some of the things that are on my mind for the SKITS comic book. One of my big issues when doing comic books, reading comic books, just looking through them is pacing. For some reason, pacing just means so much to me. You know, just being able to go through a book and keep the momentum going through it. It's all right to have dialogue when dialogue's needed, but to be perfectly honest with you, I think a lot of the comic books going on today are just overbearing with dialogue. It is a visual medium, and you should tell the story with visuals. You know, it's not a picture book where you got pages of dialogue and then just a picture to kind of go along so you got a reference of what you're looking at. It's storytelling with pictures, sequential pictures. And I think people tend to lose focus or tend to lose sight of that. You know, the whole idea of telling a story with pictures. Now, people can do whatever they want with their books, you know. I'm not here to tell anyone how or what to do with their books or with professionals that are doing it. I'm not even published yet. I don't really care for a lot of comic books out there. You know, I look at a few, I'll flip through them, but for the most part, I'll buy them mainly because of the artwork. And hopefully there's a story that goes along with that artwork. Most of the time, I just end up not reading. I'll start reading something. I really like the artwork, and then I just stop reading it, you know, because it's just not compelling to me. So, in preparation for doing skits, I wanted to kind of look at some of the comic books that I enjoy reading through and maybe try and duplicate the magic that they got going on. Why am I flipping through the book? Why am I enjoying it? You know, is it leaving an impression on me and stuff? You know, those are some of the things that I'll think about. And funny enough, the books that I enjoy the most aren't even American comic books. The stuff that I really enjoy the most tends to be stuff coming out of Asia, you know, manga. More recently, one of the books that I really enjoy is called Blame. And I'm gonna butcher this name, but I think it's Satomu Nehi. Oh man, I'm bad at names, and I am so sorry, buddy. But I gotta tell you, it's a great book, Blame. Now, when you flip through it, there's tons of action. You know, the story's moving. It's very flippable. You just move right through it. You can sometimes go 10 pages without anything being said, and I'm not even sure how many pages are in these books, but they're big old massive things. I mean, I'm going to say there might be several hundred pages in here. And, you know, you'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages without any words, and then you'll have 2 pages with words, and then you'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then another 2 pages with words, and then you'll go 20 pages, and then a couple pages with words. So I find Blame to be almost not enough words, to be perfectly honest with you. But you can flip through it really quick, and it really moves you and gets you excited. And I think that's really important, especially with today's generations. You know, we got TV, we got music, we got video games. There's all these things, and they're all moving really fast in front of you, and you only got so much time to actually grab people's attention. So this is something that I'm really just trying to get figured out with the SKITS comic right now. Another book that I really, really enjoy, and this one's kind of going in the other direction. I've been reading these since they first came out as a Dark Horse floppies back in, what was it, the early 90s, I think they first started. This is Blade of the Immortal by Hiroki Samura. I hope I'm saying that right. Hiroki Samura. fantastic. I mean, in my opinion, it's some of the best illustrations and comic books in the world, period, right now. His illustration, pencil work, and ink work and stuff is just phenomenal. I mean, it is really something to look at. But it's one of those where, it might be a cultural thing where I just can't, the story seems to kind of bounce here and there, but visually, he tells a really, really good story. You know, like you can follow the story just by flipping through it and looking at the pictures. But I tend to feel like maybe there's too much words, too much dialogue in it. There's some pages where you go like a couple pages without dialogue and it flows really, really nice. Really, really nice. But then it'll get bogged down from time to time, in my opinion. It's a little too wordy. But visually, I can flip through this, and I haven't read all of them. I read maybe 40 floppies back in the 90s when it first came out, and I bought all the trades and then the omnibuses that are coming out now. This is one of those where I'll say it's beautiful, and that's something that I want to do with mine, where it has them pages where you just want to stop and look at the drawings. I mean, they're just phenomenal, and I really want to accomplish that with my own book with skits. But at the same time, I need you to flow through it and follow the story a little quicker than the way this one's done. Now, one that I think does it almost perfect, and this is an old one. It's Lone Wolf and Cub. Lone Wolf and Cub is a real good one. And it'll have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages of no dialogue, and then 2 pages, 3 pages of dialogue. But it keeps you going through it. It keeps you going, and it keeps you going. It's a real good one. Another one, almost in the same vein. It's actually the same creators as Lone Wolf and Cub, is a Samurai Executioner. And that one's about the same, it's got a really good pace. It keeps you flowing. It keeps you going. And they're just really, really good. And you flip through it and you read through it and you feel like you're just moving along through it. Really, really, really nice. And it's really something that I'm being really cognizant of with working on skits, is I want to be able to have that same thing going on, where a good beat to it. It's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like a beat, and you want to keep people flowing on it. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and I gotta sit there and I gotta design it and write it so that I have that type of pace to it, so people aren't bored. And also, you got to have a payoff. You got to have a reason to turn the page. And I feel like that's missing big time in comic books, And I was talking to Art T. Bear about this, and he was saying, yeah, you got to have some sort of payoff every 3 pages or something like that. And, I'm thinking, maybe every other page, maybe every page, you got to have some sort of payoff to keep people moving through the book, turning them pages. It's hugely, hugely important. One of the books I feel like did a pretty good job with like that's out there being crowdfunded right now is Downcast. Downcast, I felt like it had a really good pace to it, but I don't see really a definite thing here in his book where it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. No type of pacing like that or anything, but he definitely paid attention to it, and it worked. And I read right through it, and I felt good about it. I put it down. I was like, man, that was fun. I had a good time with that book. I'm gonna get out of here. We didn't really talk too much about the drawing, but it's pretty much straightforward, doing the same thing on all the other character development. This is just another character in skits, and hope y'all enjoy it. Really hope y'all enjoyed this drawing today. Why don't you let me know what you think down below? Remember to go on over to Indiegogo and get on our mailing list. The link is in the description. Don't forget to subscribe down below, hit that notification bell, and share our videos. Also check out Come Get Some, a new show hosted by Black Star. She's the host of the universe. Doo-doo.